So I've been noticing lately an influx of subscribers of a sort of libertarian, minarchist, and/or anarchist leanings, and it's kind of a blast from the past for me because here's the thing: like in high school, I considered myself a socialist. Well, in college, I became a libertarian. And for me, there's just been sort of this dialectical unfolding since then of thesis, antithesis, synthesis, where each time I rebel against the previously held belief and kind of go in the opposite direction, but always in more subtle ways than the previous times. So, I mean, I'm at the point now of seeking more reconciliation between the values of the two systems, um, rather than sort of opposing either one. And I realized there was also an ideology called libertarian socialism, but I'm not really big on that either. But I mean, yeah. Since then, I've read actually liberal like Keynesian economics as well, and I do believe that I think Keynes was more right than sort of the Austrian school. But I think Keynes was right in a descriptive way, as in Keynesian economics works, but I don't think it's the only way. And that's why I prefer the ideas of Henry George, because I think it can, because Keynesian economics is largely about kind of steering the ship that is this economy, to keep it from the extremes. Whereas I think like Henry George and the ideas about taxing land and what people take from the commons would help reduce the business cycle a great deal. And then having a debt-free monetary system would further reduce that. Um, and so I kind of the latest trend in my political and economic thinking is wanting to create a society that is, on the one hand, sort of as egalitarian as possible, or not in a strict egalitarian sense, but more in the Rawlsian sense of the minimax principle, creating the optimum outcome for for those least well off. Um, creating a society that honors that, while wanting to also be as deferential as possible towards you know towards minarchist sentiments. Um, because I mean I don't want government for the sake of government. I think we ought to. I mean, government, ought to. I disagree with those who think that the government should just be a night watchman state. That I think government does have a role to play in the economy, but it should definitely use a light touch. What Taoists call wu wei, the uh, the path of least resistance. Yeah, and so yeah, I kind of um, so in a sense, that's kind of me going in a little bit more liberty-oriented direction, realizing there's only a certain distance I could go there without really contradicting some other values that I have. Um, but I mean, yeah, I think there are ways of governments being more responsive to the people, relying on less force, um, sort of creating a foundation on which positive and negative liberty can flourish without too much contradiction. And so I kind of I've been wanting to make a few like more political and economic videos, but have sort of been at a dearth of have not been thinking of a lot of ideas lately about it. But yeah, I mean, that's sort of the general trend of what I'm trying to get at here is uh, is to create the optimum balance of liberty and equality. Um, so I guess that's my thoughts for now. Peace.